Welcome back. We're here to talk about Saturday's Premier League match between Sunderland and Chelsea. Pascal will start with the away side, continue their great start to the season with victory against West Brom last time out.
Yeah, they're still unbeaten. They're now 6 points clear at the top of the table because Southampton, they dropped points at Villa, 8 points clear of City, who are probably their biggest rivals in third because you don't expect Southampton to keep it up. And yeah, West Brom last time, West Brom going to Stamford Bridge, given Chelsea's form, everyone would have been expecting a Chelsea win there, and they delivered. First half performance was particularly good. They got 2-0 up at half time. West Brom had a man sent off as well. And I think the fans, they would have seen it all before, really. Mourinho's teams, Mourinho's old Chelsea, they were famous for getting in the early goal, maybe 2-0 up at half time, and then just sort of shutting up shop in the second half. And that's what happened. I think, given their attacking prowess this season, the fans probably would have wanted to see them go on and get 4 or 5 maybe in the second half. But, a win's a win. And yeah, they're 6 points clear now and really looking good.
You mentioned going on and getting 4 or 5 in the second half. They got 5 against Schalke midweek. One of the most impressive away performances in Europe I've seen in a long time. It was superb. They were 3-0 up at half time. I expected, as you say, Mourinho to shut up shop and just maybe see the match out at 3-0. But 2 more goals in the second half, and 5-0 didn't flatter them at all. It could have been double figures, to be honest. They were completely dominant against a Schalke side who hadn't lost at home all season. Roberto Di Matteo had a 100% record at home as manager before that game. Bayern Munich hadn't won there. Borussia Dortmund had lost there. So it was such an impressive performance, and all over the pitch. Defence didn't have many tests against them at the back, but the likes of Matic in midfield, Fabregas, they were majestic. William was superb. Costa bullied the defence. He was fantastic. And as a Liverpool fan, it's hard for me to say, but they're one of my favourite teams to watch at the moment. They're superb.
Yeah, and at the start of the season, they obviously got off to a lot of wins, but they weren't keeping many clean sheets, but they've kept clean sheets against West Brom and Schalke in those last 2 games, and that's just so ominous for anyone who thinks they can challenge Chelsea for the title because, they got off to a flying start at the start of the season, but they weren't keeping clean sheets, and now they are, and that's just even worse for all the rivals. They must be thinking, where is the weak point in this Chelsea team? Because you just can't really see one, so, 2 more clean sheets there, and I think they'll fancy getting another one against Sunderland.
Yeah, Sunderland kept a clean sheet of their own last time out against Leicester. Away to Leicester, 0-0 draw, bit of a nothing result. They might have fancied coming away from that, but it's not a terrible result, is it? They're picking up points, bit more regularity now. They took a while to get their first win of the season, then there was that 8-0, wasn't there? And the 2-0 defensive errors plagued them for a while. But 3 games without defeat now, they're 3 points clear of the relegation zone. If they can keep on picking up points with a bit of regularity, then they should be all right this season. They have got to run a tough run of fixtures, coming up. Yeah, they got Chelsea after that, they got City, Liverpool, and then West Ham, Newcastle, both in really good form as well. So they might be starved of points a bit in December, but so far the last 3 games they've been improved. Yeah,
definitely. And I think in those 3 games, Pantilemon's come in, replaced Manoni, who obviously he makes some good saves, but he made a lot of errors. Those 2 in the Arsenal game particularly bad, and Pantilemon's come in there unbeaten in the 3 games he's played, so that's a real plus for them because such a big frame. He's obviously a good keeper. He had to sit behind Joe Hart at City for those years, but he's now gone to Sunderland. Looks like he's got made that number 1 spot his own, which is a big plus for them. And I think Giaccherini and Ricky Alvarez, they might both be back this week, and they're the sort of players that offer something different. They might not be perfect for this game against Chelsea, where you want to sort of hound Chelsea. They're a bit more flair players who might come in handy, when they have easier fixtures. But I think they definitely offer something different. Giaccherini and Alvarez to the players like Will Buckley, who are real sort of workhorses up and down the wing. So that gives Poyet options, and that's certainly a big boost for them.
Do you think they can inspire them to a result?
I really don't. It's Chelsea, they're just absolutely flying at the moment. I think there's been 29 goals in the last 6 games at the stadium between these 2 sides. So I think goals are usually, there's quite a lot of them in this sort of fixture. So I think Chelsea, they might sort of run right a bit here and go 4-1, I think.
Yeah, well, Sunderland, they've got a decent record against Chelsea recently, but there's a different Chelsea side this season, and they're just so powerful. Can't see anyone beating them at the moment. I'm going to go for a Chelsea win, I think 3-1. So we're both going for comfortable Chelsea victories. Thanks for watching.